Rasya Speak Easy Bar. So you're gonna have a comedy show after this.
Yes, sir.
And you're yourself as the showrunner
Yes.
for the lineup.
Yes.
So you're also hosting your own show that you're running.
Yes.
As a showrunner, I respect that because I would never host because it's too tiring. You're running shows and you're hosting. Because it's too tiring for me and I can't have that idea. So how do you manage running shows and hosting at the same time?
It actually it depends on the magnitude because this is a smaller venue, right? So smaller venues it's easier a bit because I just need I have a team. I'm not running it alone. So I have a person, Brinda, who's doing the door and she's also doing coverage. So that counters that part. So Irfan, so part of our team. So we have the 4 active members of our team. Me, Brinda, Izal, and Irfan Mansur.
I don't think I've met Izal.
I see. Izal is more on the improv.
Okay, gotcha.
So he joined us through sketches and all that.
Okay, gotcha.
So Izal is also Izal is more on the creative side of things. He handles sketches and all that. So Irfan and me do like that. So when we show run, I'm not actually alone. So we alternate. So if he's hosting, I'm running the show. If I'm hosting, he's doing the floor and stage. Either way lah. So but today is because it's a smaller magnitude, smaller crowd. So it's easier to handle. So the floor Brinda handles. I just handle stage because it's an open mic. So my hosting isn't that much. As in I don't have to work too hard to get there. It's just play by ear lah. Read the room, blah blah blah. Go up. Just reset the energy, reset the room. That's my job. Then so other than that, I'm just making sure everything's in place.
Just checking, I know you've performed different venues, different places, different showrunners, different comedy places that have events. What's the difference between the lineup audience member and the different audience member, you would say?
Lineup audience member is the average lineup audience member is slightly more karat. They are more accepting of jokes that are slightly beyond the norm, slightly beyond the mainstream.
Gotcha.
So it comes with that lah. So we built our audience through affordable ticket prices because Indians can afford. That is censored by the motorbike sound.
I mean, if people come through the door and they want to support local grassroots comedy, I don't feel like there's an issue about that.
But mostly it's through that lah. We didn't curate it, but they showed their love, they showed their support, they like what we do because we don't just do stand up. We have stand up, sketch, improv, music. So they come for the show, it's the experience. So that I think that's what we have different, something that's unique for us compared to other comedy shows.
Fair enough. Thank you. So I'm here with Asyraf Kamal, one of the comedians, and I'm Daniel Sham. So you can follow us on Asyraf Kamal Comedy and Daniel Sham Comedy. So we just put comedy in our name because it's easier for because just Asyraf Kamal is.
There's a lot of Asyraf Kamal. I'm an accountant.
You did graphic designer, right?
I'm gonna put for my graphic design one, got Asyraf Kamal unemployed.
Okay, I used to do that, but not anymore. So you're a graphic designer. You have a 9 to 5, and you do stand up comedy at the side as well. So do you get companies asking hey, can you host this event? Can you please? I really need someone to do public speaking presentation.
I see. Public speaking. That's what they think it is. Right? But there was a time when I used to do it for exposure lah. There was I would just just to do because I felt at that time I wasn't at that level to be paid to be on stage in corporates. But now they do that. They still hey bro, tolong member. I'll just be like, I'll just send them an invoice.
What's the figure of the invoice? 4 figures, 5 figures?
Oh no, 4 figures.
Wow. Yeah, I should take comedy seriously lah.
I mean, like, to be honest, no credit to myself. I was pushed by a lot of like our seniors lah. Like, especially for me, it was Rizal.
Yeah.
He kept like, you want to make money or not? You want to make money or not? So he would, you know, he'll make so
money or not?
yeah, like that was so I no credit to myself, but there was a lot of people helping me. Even when I like my first corporate, Jason Yong asked me like, how do you code? So and I told him, he was like, what the fuck, like do it like, you know, give them a proper so he kind of guided me. So there's a lot of guidance. There's a lot of people that can help you if you know how to approach them. All that lah.
From my understanding, there's like a different level of like pricing. Let's say, for example, if you only do stand-up comedy, it's a different pricing. If you do MC only, there's a different pricing. If you do MC and stand-up comedy, another different pricing. But so it's different, right? If I'm not mistaken, because I just do stand-up comedy. Like I try not to do corporate because I'm really scared of it. But it's slowly like gaining more momentum and like confidence in doing more comedy shows. Because only recently, like, you know, there's levels to stand-up comedy, right? Once you are actually gotten an invite to do a weekend show, like a pure weekend show, you have something there. You might not be the funniest, but there's something
that
there
potential,
that potential. So tell me more about the first time you do stand-up comedy and what you've learned up to now.
First time as in like first time do show?
Just open mic. Open mic in general. You go out to, if I remember, it was Crack House Comedy Club. You immediately started, and then from how long? Like 4 years?
This year 4th year lah.
So from 4 years ago until now, what do you like learn on stage?
I think one thing like I can say till today that I still hold is respect the stage, and the stage will respect you.
By respect the stage, you mean as a showrunner?
No. As a performer, as a performer, respect the stage. Respect the stage. Like I feel like some comics, but Dave Chappelle does this, like throwing the mic and all that, but he can because he's Dave Chappelle. But
he has that experience and that basically that level that all comedians want to strive for.
So respect the stage, but what I mean, like in a show perspective, is like time. Respect your time. Respect the people that you're performing with. Like especially open mics, give your time. Respect your host. If they tell you 3 minutes, no matter how high you are, what your level is. There was a time when I was doing like 10-minute spots. I was like, you know, the hottest opener it was 2022. So I was like, you know, I think you remember the era like when I was coming up. So it was then Crack House happened. But this before Crack House, there was a moment like I had my ego quite up. Like where is like I knew I was like, because all the biggest players like Kavin J, all these people, like they wanted me to open for them. So I had my ego high already, like I'm the big shit. And then but then I didn't realize that not everyone knew who I was. So there was this one open mic where Gajin Nat hosted. So he wasn't aware of because I was low level. He's up there, Netflix and all that. So he gave me 3 minutes. And I was triggered, you know. I was like, I worked so hard.
Oh, I've been there.
I worked so hard to get to 4, then 5, and then from that, the weekend shows and all that. Then I'm getting 3 minutes. But only, like, I think sometime later, I kind of realized that, no, like, respect the host. Because the host knows how to time you.
Agreed.
The host, trust the host, trust the stage time, whatever it is. Respect the stage.
I've been to open mics and organized a couple of open mics where, you know, you can either use a bell or a light, but the issue is like, if you're using a bell or a light. The bell, actually people will get it and then they will get off immediately. But if you use a light, like if you give a new open micer 3 minutes, they will go to like 7 to 10.
Yeah.
And that was the most like...
Yeah, that's the thing. For open mics, I think like today, because there's like, I think all of us, everybody here in the lineup is like they know the light there. So here we use light because it's a bar here. So we cannot have too much sound distraction. Because they'll be doing like cocktail shit and all that. So there's a possibility you won't hear the bell.
Yes.
So that's the host responsibility to make sure the open micer, the newbie sees the light. If not, just do what Nat Kang does. Just walk up to the stage, ask them fuck off.
Shout out to Nat.
Shout out to Nat.
I wanna have him soon on the podcast as well, because he has some amazing stories that he could tell. Like he could talk with amazing and interesting stories. Running shows is, I think not a lot of people know like the levels to become comedians. Like you started out 3 minutes, then you get 4 minutes, then you get 5 minutes, and then once you reach 5 minutes, you either become an opener or a closer. And then you open either second half or first half, or like
in the open mic.
in the open mic. And then finally, like maybe if you're already at that point, you do weekend shows. And then after that, it's basically a free game after that, because I think most people, because I've been to Harith Iskandar sharing session during Short and Sweet, and most of the people there who weren't comedian, they said, "Oh, you just go on stage, talk, you get laugh already. You can become a comedian." But they don't know like there's like levels and people like other comedians gatekeeping you to whether you're funny or not. But sometimes it's not even like whether you're funny. It's either you can bomb on stage, and that's my experience. Is it the same experience for you or like different? Because you went up fast. I was so slow. I was getting 3 minutes for 7 years. You were like 3 minutes for like 2 weeks, and then suddenly
I was 3 minutes for so I started 2020. I started in June 2020. That whole year I only got 4 spots until the end of the year.
What do you mean?
For 6 months, I only got 4. I signed up every week. Krakau's, Joke Factory. I only did, I think, Krakau's 2 times, and then Joke Factory 1 time. Joke Factory 1 time, Krakau's 3 times. After that they did the lockdown again Lockdown again 2021. So I didn't get my spots a lot like in the beginning. So when I started, it was still like the old system, it's very gatekeeping kind of thing. I felt it was good for me. I felt like, because when I started, they were rough with me. So I felt like that pushed me, motivated me to like, okay, I want that 4 minutes. I want that. When I reach 4 minutes, I made sure some of them saw me. But I made sure, as in like I'll see who's watching. I scan the crowd and all that. But then at the time, I just started and all that. So for me to get my first weekend like opener spot, started June 2020. I got my first weekend spot in October 2021.
June. So about 4 months.
4 months.
Well, that's very fast. That's very fast.
October 2020. October 2021.
Wait, so 2020?
2020 I started.
Yes, and then 2021.
June 2021 October is the first time I got my opening. I opened for Brian Tan. So my experience is results for me. Results for me like killed in an open mic. I did a 4-minute spot, killed, and then he was like, "Do you want to do a weekend spot? Do 5 minutes." I was like, "Okay, Ken." Like that's what I wanted. So from there, 5 minutes, and like I kept consistent and all that. Like you mentioned just now, like there's a lot of people who gatekeeping what's funny and all that, right? But for me personally, I feel like, yes, there's a niche comedy. Like there's certain comedians like Harish Gajin. Like they're very niche. Their audience are very niche. Like Jason Leong. So that if you can find your crowd, find your crowd. But until then, be funny to like, because you want to come up. You want to come up. So you find a creative way to be funny lah. Like,
Yeah.
because I wasn't funny when I started.
Yeah.
You know, I had to find like, oh, okay, what do people
Yeah.
find funny?
Yes.
So how do I like bend it to my style?
Yes.
So it's a lot of work. Like, it's a lot of work for a 3-minute spot on stage.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a long process lah. Yeah.
I think Muzaki actually told me that the best advice he ever gave me was don't be afraid to bomb.
Yes.
I think that's where people starting to get weekend shows because they're a bit more comfortable bombing, they're a bit more comfortable engaging. But then even though you did mention that some comedians gatekeep like who is funny and who isn't by giving them slots either on 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes of weekend shows. One thing I realized is you shouldn't make the comedians laugh. You should make the audience laugh.
I mean, that's the priority.
That's the priority.
Yeah.
Because I realize some comedians want to make the comedians laugh because they want to be a comedian's comedian.
Yeah.
But then, like, at the end of the day, you need the audience to laugh as well. And I think, like, that's sometimes a different or a shift in priority. It's like, hey, don't make the comedians laugh. Because comedians normally won't laugh at your jokes. They will laugh either at your setup, your delivery, your whatever that is not jokes.
If you're bombing and you hear a laugh, the comedians are laughing at you.
Yes.
I'm talking to the...
Oh, man, flashback.
I'm talking...
Yes, we do have an audience today.
He's good lah. I started with Mahia.
Yeah.
I started like at the same time. He helped me a lot in the starting. Yeah.
So going back to that gatekeeping and making comedians laugh, you need to make the audience laugh.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, the most important. So so that's about 15 minutes. Thank you so much, Mr. Kamal. You can follow him in Asyraf Kamal.
Kamal is my dad.
Asyraf Kamal. So do you have any shows coming up you want to plug?
Oh, okay.
I don't know when this will be out. It's like maybe the next month.
Next month show lah. So I'm hosting a show with Prakash Daniel. The lineup episode 28 with Prakash Daniel. Please come. It's gonna be stand-up comedy sketch, and Prakash it's a surprise lah. Prakash don't want to reveal what he's gonna do. So yes, please come and watch. Thank you guys.
Shout out to Prakash. Okay, next show me. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Okay,